Good morning, I was going to say Chairman, but Mayor-elect Gray and Chairman Thomas. I think that the people who testified before and your opening statements made clear that enforcement is going to be the key issue in this law being successful and limiting bullying. We've had a number of very good laws in the past. We had added harassment to the Human Rights Act about 10 years ago, and that's generally been ignored. There was a brief period where we were implementing a anti-harassment policy in the schools, and then they let that go. These bills are very useful in that they would actually set up a structure, but I think there's going to be a real need for someone to have real responsibility for oversight of those issues. For the Human Rights Act, which should be quite involved in this, the Office of Human Rights, Director Gustavo Velasquez has shown a general failure to protect transgender people, their rights, and a general distaste for the Human Rights Act protections for gender identity and expression. Mr. Velasquez has failed to hire any transgender people or anyone with any experience in transgender discrimination. Mr. Velasquez has supported discrimination against transgender people in our jails. Mr. Velasquez has supported rewriting regulations to allow discrimination against transgender people in access to restrooms. He has failed to contact business owners about the changes in the law and regulations with additional gender identity and expression. He has failed to let business owners know that they need to update their signs on restrooms. And he has failed to take seriously the discrimination filings against 50 establishments for violations of restroom signage. I'm hoping that as you become mayor, you'll find someone with experience in human rights to replace him and run that office, someone who will take this law more seriously. I recently received the UDC Spring 2001 course guide, and I saw on the back cover that it had a little boilerplate, a non-discrimination policy, which was outdated, did not include gender identity and expression, and a couple other missing categories. It had it explicitly mentioned the Human Rights Act, but then gave the wrong code site. And I contacted Craig Parker. Well, I contacted people at the UDC, and I was put in touch with Craig Parker, the general counsel. He agreed with me that it should be up to date. It should be the legally required statement, and it should be on their website. But so far, we've not had any progress on that. He suggested that they have a process to determine what the policy should be. I pointed out to him that the council has already made absolutely clear what that policy needs to be. And that the process should be working to implement these bills. And they might as well get ahead of the game in setting up that structure. So far we haven't seen any of that, but I'm hoping that UDC will come around and someone is here from them. And just briefly, both bills have the wrong listing of the categories for the Human Rights Act of all of the gender identity expression, public, all of the sex, race, etc. They have the wrong listing. They were cobbled together somehow, but they're not the actual sections that we need from the Human Rights Act, which are the same as the Hate Crimes Act.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Summersgill.
I believe that you're going to need someone specifically who has the responsibility for making sure that the law is implemented and continues to be implemented, that it's not allowed to slip, and someone's core responsibilities and their performances will be based on whether they've made sure that the law is implemented and continues to be implemented. You will probably also want to expand the bills a little bit. As Chairman Thomas has pointed out, the Parks and Rec are very important places where children go and have to be protected. But there are a lot of places that we provide contracts and grants to organizations to provide services for the children, and they need to have similar policies. So anytime that the D.C. government is in any way responsible for the kids, that they be protected.